In previous days, Sayadaw explained that yogis have to be mindful of whatever object that arises in the practice of Satipatthana. By now, yogis have understood that the duty of the yogi is to be noting every arising object, such as rising and falling of the abdomen. By being dutiful as a yogi, one gains benefits immediately and one gains peacefulness. The teachings of the Buddha are swakata. They are well taught. Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo. The Dhamma that Buddha himself taught, the Dhamma that Buddha himself practiced, are taught systematically. By practicing the Dhamma, one gains benefit. So the practice and the benefit that are obtained by the practice are in accordance. By practicing sila, one refrains from transgression by body and speech. As much one is mindful to refrain from transgression by body and speech and refrain from them, one gains immediate benefit of purifying one's body and speech, so that the person's physical behavior and verbal behavior will be pure, clean, and gentle. So one gains the benefit immediately. As much one can refrain, his or her behavior will become lovable and gentle. So one should understand how one should be refraining from transgression by body and speech. And practicing accordingly, one gains benefit of purifying one's body and speech. So in this way, the person's practice and the benefits are in accordance. The person who practices will gain benefits. In order to keep the mind calm and collected, one should be mindful of the object that arises in the way the object is. So in this way, yogis should be mindful of whatever object that arises by aim and effort. Noting the object with aim and effort, there will be mental strength involved. Each of these mental strengths has the quality of removing its opposite, unwholesome state. Having viriya, sati and samadhi, effort, mindfulness and concentration, one is removing priyuttana kilesa, obsessive defilement. By noting every arising object with aim and effort, there will be viriya, sati and samadhi, effort, mindfulness and concentration involved. If the yogi is not able to note the object with aim and effort, there will be lack of mindfulness. If there is lack of mindfulness, coming across desirable objects, there will be greed. Coming across undesirable objects, there will be hatred, anger, aversion, not being mindful. And also other defilements can arise. Having protection of mindfulness, the defilements have no chance to arise. By practicing Satipatthana meditation, one gains the benefit of protecting one's mind away from defilements. And the mind will be calm, collected, unified, and one gains knowledge. By fulfilling Viriya, Sati and Samadhi, effort, mindfulness and concentration, which are called Samadhi Khanda, concentration group. By fulfilling concentration group, one gains the benefit of discerning correctly, and it is the benefit. So Swakata, meaning that the Dhamma that the Buddha taught, is that the practice and the benefits are in accordance. Buddha himself practiced this way, and Buddha himself had eradicated all the defilements, gross, medium, and refined. By practicing Sila, Samadhi, and Panya, Buddha himself had prevented, cured, suppressed, and uprooted gross, medium, and refined defilements, and Buddha gained benefit. So the teachings that Buddha taught, they are not imaginary. They are the practice that Buddha himself practiced and gained benefit himself. And yesterday, Saraji explained that Karaka Seva Hi Tatha Visesato Adepe Tassa Sadini, meaning that the teaching of the Buddha who practiced himself radically, only Buddha's teaching will bring outstanding benefits for other beings. By practicing Sila, Samadhi, and Panya, when these trainings, Sila, Samadhi, and Panya, are fulfilled, the person's body, speech, and mind will be pure, clean, gentle, peaceful, and lovable. So one should have faith and confidence in the practice. And one should listen attentively to the guidance and instruction. And by practicing accordingly with the guidance and instruction, yogis should be able to report to their meditation teacher accurately, precisely, as what they experience. But if the yogi is practicing in the way they think is right, if the yogi practices which are not in accordance with the guidance and instruction, then such kind of yogi will be reporting from what they think, what they imagine. So it is very important that the yogi should be practical, practicing according to the guidance and instruction. By practicing the object with effort, aiming and effort, as much one can note the object with sustained mindfulness, the mind will be calm and collected. As the yogi becomes skillful in the practice, the mind is automatically aimed at the object, and yogi discerns the true nature. So yogi should be exerting effort so that the noting mind will reach every arising object. The example is given here. When doing business, one earns. So one has to work in order to earn. By earning, one will have good standard of living, one will live in comfort and happiness. So as much one works hard, the person will earn more, the person and the family will have good standard of life. And there will be happiness and peacefulness. In the same way, yogis also have to work hard in order to earn the earning of sila, samadhi and panya, morality, concentration and wisdom. By earning sila, samadhi and panya, morality, concentration and wisdom, yogi will gain immediate benefit of purifying bodily behavior, verbal behavior, and mental behavior. So one will be pure in body, speech, and mind, and one will feel happy. If a person does not earn, the person will be poor, and the person cannot make a living without a job, so one has to work hard in order to earn. Getting the salary, earning, the person can survive, making a living. In the practice of Satipatthana meditation, one should practice diligently so that one gains the Dhamma happiness that excels many times than the sensual happiness. In order to have Dhamma earning, one should know how to practice. One should know how to be successful in the practice of Dhamma, so that one gains knowledge stage by stage. By discerning nama, rupa, mind and matter, cause and effect, and so on, one develops panya sikha, wisdom training. Developing panya sikha, wisdom training, one will be happy and one will understand that gaining knowledge is a guaranteed kind of happiness. In the worldly example, if the person has done good business, good earning to last one's whole life, then the person does not have to worry, as she had saved life savings. In the same way, yogi has to practice every single second so as to earn the sila, samadhi, panya earning. As much the yogi practice diligently, the more benefit the yogi will get. And it is swakata, the practice and the benefit are in accordance. And Paṇḍitā, meaning yogi will realize by practicing himself, herself. Such kind of yogi who practices diligently will be able to report to their meditation teacher in a simple and clear way. So it is very important to practice diligently, respectfully, meticulously, continuously, so that yogi can report in a very simple and clear way, precisely according to what she experiences. By practicing in accordance with the teaching, yogi will understand the benefit of practice through his or her experience of practice. Such kind of yogi will also be able to invite others to practice as she has the experience. Buddha himself practiced this way. Buddha himself gained the benefits, and thus Buddha led the way for other beings to gain the benefits. So for yogis who practice diligently, who have gained benefits themselves, will be able to insist or able to encourage others into the practice. And it is the third virtue of the Dhamma, ehipassiko. The Dhamma is worthy of inviting others to practice. When Buddha was just a few months away from Nibbana, before Buddha departed Vesali city, Buddha told Ananda to gather the Sangha that were residing near Vesali. So a great number of Sangha gathered near Vesali. So it was not mentioned the exact number of the Sangha, but it is a great number. After gathering the Sangha, Buddha came in and said, Tasamatiha bhikkhave yete maya abhiññāta desita. Meaning, as the monks have gathered, I will teach. And Buddha said, there are the Dhammas that Buddha had penetrated by practicing systematically. By practicing the Dhamma uplifts the practitioner so that the person will not be degraded. Buddha himself practiced the Dhamma, and Buddha penetrated and discerned the Dhamma. So the Dhamma that Buddha had attained, Buddha had penetrated, the monks have to listen to the Dhamma attentively, sadhuka okahetva, meaning the Dhamma should be listened attentively, respectfully, such as this is nama, this is rupa, how to be practicing in order to discern them, how to be practicing the object that arises. In this way, there should be theoretical learning in order to gain suttamaya jnana, theoretical knowledge. Asevitava, meaning after learning the correct method of practice, one should put it into practice. After initiating the practice, one should cultivate the practice so that it will become cultivated and increase. Sadhukan bahulikatava, one should practice repeatedly. Whatever posture one is in, one should be mindful repeatedly. Jete maya abhiññāta desita. It was the duty of the Buddha. Buddha kept the duty of expounding what Buddha had penetrated and discerned. So the duty of the beings are to practice, to learn the correct method of practice, to put the instruction into practice, and to practice repeatedly, continuously, and the benefit will be yathayitan brahmasariya attaniya chiratitika. By practicing the Dhamma, the teaching will be lasting long. So one should initiate the practice, and one should cultivate the practice that one has initiated so that it will be cultivated and increased. One should practice continuously, respectfully, and the benefit is that the pre-training, the teachings of the Buddha will last long. So the teachings of the Buddha consists of Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. And by practicing Sila, Samadhi, Panya, the teachings of the Buddha will last long. In order that the teachings of the Buddha should last long, there should be persons who practice the teaching. So if there are no person practicing the teaching, then the teaching will deteriorate. So one should know the theory and one should practice according to the theory. If there are people, so long as there are people practicing the Dhamma, the teaching will proliferate and will last long. So if one only has theoretical knowledge without practicing, then the teaching will deteriorate, and also the beings will deteriorate. The beings will become inferior as they lack the practice of Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. And now it is very obvious that the world is deteriorating, it is burning and suffering. As much one practices, one will be fulfilling Sila, Samadhi, and Panya, morality, concentration, and wisdom, and one will gain the true Buddhist culture. By practicing refraining from transgression by body and speech, one's body and speech will be pure. By practicing Sila, Samadhi, Panya, one gains knowledge. And by gaining knowledge, one will be a true human. Practicing Sila, Samadhi, and Panya, one will be a true human. One will have a true humane mind, and one will have human knowledge, and one will become outstanding human, and the person will be morally uplifted and virtuous. By practicing, one will not be hurting others or tormenting others. If one refrains oneself from wrongdoing by body, speech, and mind, the others will not get hurt. Others will not suffer physically and mentally, and thus the world will become peaceful. So by practicing, one gains the benefit of purifying one's body, speech, and mind, as well as other people will not get hurt. So if there are each and every person who fulfill their personal sadhana by developing Sila, Samadhi, Panya, then the sadhana, Buddha's teaching, will last long. And Bahujana Hitaya, it will be for the benefit and welfare of others. Bahujana Sukhaya, it will be for the happiness of others, as well as it will be for the welfare, benefit, and happiness of the Deva and human. It is said, Bahujana Hitaya, Bahujana Sukhaya, meaning the Satipatthana practice fits everyone regardless of religion or race. There are 7 groups of the requisites of enlightenment, and there are 37 individual requisites of enlightenment. Among the 7 groups, Satipatthana is one of them. Noting every arising object that arises is Satipatthana group. So, Bahujana Hitaya Sukhaya, meaning Satipatthana practice fits everyone regardless of religion or race. Anyone of any religion can practice Satipatthana meditation. So the example is given here. There are different blood groups: O group, A group, B group, AB group. Apart from O, the A group, the person of A group should only get transfusion of the A group, and B group person should only get transfusion of the blood group B. But O fits every group. The blood group O can be transfused to any other blood group. So O fits any other blood group. So if the blood O is transfused to other blood groups, it will not cause harm. In the same way, Satipatthana meditation is compared to the blood group O, which can be transfused to anyone of any religion, any race. By noting every arising object, Sila, Samadhi, and Panya, morality, concentration, and wisdom is involved, and the practice fits everyone. So in the example, the blood group O does not fit the person of the blood group O can only be transfused with the blood O. It will not accept any other group, A, B, or AB. Whereas O can be transfused to any other blood group. So in the same way, Satipatthana practice fits everyone, just like the blood group O. So may you all be able to practice Satipatthana meditation, which is compared to the blood group O, so that may you all be able to attain Santi Sukha, the happiness of peace. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.